Hi there, everybody. Good time zone to you all. My name is Wayne Walker, and today is the 2nd of May. Sorry, I was counting the months there. I was actually counting the months because time goes pretty fast nowadays, right? I don't know if this is just an experience of getting older, but I feel as though when you get older, things just get a little bit faster. You start to lose track of time a lot, or maybe that's just me. I don't know, but But yeah, man, I do apologize if I may sound a bit different or if I'm a bit more low energy. Just because after dinner today, I've I've just got hit with a fever, and I'm really hoping that it's not COVID. Cause, well, I mean, to be quite honest, some time off work would be nice, but if it's time off work due to sickness, I have conflicting feelings about that. But yeah, but at one of my previous live commentary videos, I was mentioning hobbies that I'd want to get into when I get older. So I decided for this video, why not just talk about hobbies that I'm currently into? And I'll try to reserve streaming or anything content creation based till last. If we do have enough time for that, of course. Because I do want these. I do want these videos to be kind of bite-sized, at least in comparison to my streams, right? My streams do go for normally around 2 to 3 hours ish. And for these commentary videos, at latest, or at longest rather, I would only like them to be about 15 minutes. But 10 minutes is, I feel as though 10 minutes is the sweet spot though. But yeah, but let's talk about some hobbies that I'm into. And I'll leave streaming slash gaming till last, I suppose. If we reach that point, of course. But yeah. So, hobbies. I guess the one that I've started this year, specifically in, I started this in late January. But if you guys didn't know, past tense, I started taking vocal lessons at around late January. And it's been really good. The reason why I wanted to start was because I wanted to try something musical this year, again, I'm always trying to find new hobbies to do. And I wanted to do something musical. At first, I was thinking of maybe picking up an instrument, especially something more, how do I say this? Like something that's not string based, because I have played guitar and bass before, at least in high school, right? I did play guitar and bass in high school, and I wanted to change. And for a bit, I was genuinely thinking of maybe picking up the trumpet, like a brass instrument, because, I've never done that before. I feel as though it'd be a fun thing to do, but the cost of it is pretty expensive, right? At least from what I saw, at least from my very, very preliminary investigation, brass lessons are pretty expensive, especially if you're going with a private tutor. And on top of that, if you purchase a trumpet, that's going to be pretty expensive. And of course, there is always the option to rent a trumpet from the classroom or the teacher, or even from, I guess you could say, like a renting company, right? But that's still pretty pricey as well, to my knowledge. I've known some friends who have rented instruments before, especially those who do orchestra, right? I know that a friend of mine, I think it was during high school, he rented a saxophone. I can't remember if it was from his school or if it was from his tutor slash music company, I guess you could say. But it did cost a pretty penny. So I thought to myself, okay, maybe let's mark that off for a later time, such as in my 30s for my Chet Baker arc. And, not to downplay singing, right? Not to downplay vocals, genuinely speaking. But I thought to myself, okay, you know what? Why didn't I just try vocal lessons? Why didn't I try singing? Because all I need to do at my lessons is just show up with my voice. And of course, don't get me wrong, the voice is a seriously important tool, right? The throat and the voice is a seriously important tool. And I'm not trying to downplay like singing is not simple, right? Especially once you're doing more advanced kind of techniques and stuff. Singing isn't simple at all. And if you F up your throat, whether that be through, vocals or even just being sick, it sucks, right? It genuinely does suck. Oh, 202 seconds, not bad. But compared to, again, the economic cost of doing trumpet lessons and renting out a trumpet, vocals just seemed like a really really good option. So yeah, so I've been doing vocal lessons for the last 3 months, and it's been really good. It's actually been super fun. Um, and because I also like to do a bit of cardio every now and then, I'm not a serious runner, right? But since I like to do cardio every now and then, my I think it's like my lung capacity is pretty good according to my teacher. But can I tell you guys a funny story actually? So, and as part of the vocal lessons, right? Not only do we just do vocal drills, but my teacher will sometimes recommend songs for us to try out, or sometimes I'll bring my own songs. And most recently, I think it was about 2-ish weeks ago, I was trying to find a challenging song for me, right? I was trying to find a challenging song for myself to bring to my vocal coach to improve my singing technique as well as just my ability and technique. And no joke, the song that came into my mind was a song from Metal Gear Solid 3. And some of you may get it. Some of you may be thinking, oh my god, did Wayne actually? And yes, I brought Snake Eater. I brought the song Snake Eater to my vocal coach, and I told him, hey, I want to try this out. And we did it. And we're currently going through it. And it's actually a really, really challenging song because there's a lot of notes that you kind of need to belt out or sustain the note for. And I believe especially in the chorus, there's parts where you need to switch from your chest voice. So kind of, how do I describe it? You need to migrate from your chest voice to your head voice. So it's kind of, I don't know. Sorry, I don't know how to explain music theory very well, and I'm definitely not the person to go to. But for example, chest voice is more kind of easier notes for me to hit, or for a person to hit, while head voice is a lot harder, typically a lot more higher, I guess you could say. It's kind of like where the notes resonate, right? Or where you can feel the vibrations. That sounds a bit weird, but it's really a feeling, right? So there's a lot of parts where, some notes or some words stick in the chest, and some others where it immediately jumps to the head voice. For example, I think one of the lines is, "Crime, it's the way I fly to you." So crime, it's the way I fly is all in the head voice. Sorry, it's all in the chest voice. And then all of a sudden, with to you, it not just goes up in pitch, right? It not only just hits a higher note, but it's also just the head voice. So it's kind of challenging to hit. Especially since you're... it's like a sudden switch, and you're also kind of belting out and sustaining a lot of notes there. So yeah, it's very challenging. But I'm really glad that I chose a song to bring to my teacher. Because, again, it is a very challenging song. And I feel as though with some of them, especially with some of the more recent songs that I've been bringing to my teacher, such as, Snake Eater by Cynthia Harrell, as well as My Hero by the Foo Fighters, I've been getting okay-ish at belting, Again, I take these lessons not because I'm good at singing. It's because I suck at singing. I am dog water at singing. And by taking these lessons, I feel as though I'm genuinely getting better. And of course as well, and very importantly, I'm having a lot of fun with it. I'm genuinely having a grand old time with singing. Actually, speaking of, I did I'm trying to be fancy here with my word choices, guys. Oh, I'm so smart. But as aforementioned, right? I did mention, content before. And I feel as though, not going to lie, it's a very Wayne thing for me to mention content and start going on a passion talk about it. But genuinely, I feel as though I really would love to release a cover one day. Whether that be professionally produced or it's just me singing over backing tracks with no mixing or mastering at all. I would genuinely love to do that. But if I were to go down the really, really professional route where, okay, I'm going to get a backing track, and from there, I'm going to get my vocals mixed and mastered and whatnot, I still wouldn't know where to start with that. For example, let's say I want to cover Don't Pull Your Love by Glenn Campbell, right? there's no backing track out there openly. There's no backing track. There's not even a karaoke track for that song, to my knowledge, on YouTube. So where would I even start with that? How would I honestly, not gonna lie. Earlier today, I was actually on Twitter and I was trying to find. I was just trying to find. I guess you could say people who could potentially do that instrumental backing commissions and stuff. I couldn't find any. To my knowledge, at least, like, is it under a different word? I don't understand. I genuinely don't understand, and I don't know. But even then, right? But then, let's say I do get the backing track. Okay, so I gotta do multiple takes, I believe, of like the verse and the chorus and the bridge all sung differently or different takes. And then from there, I gotta send it to someone to mix and master the track. And can I just say, I don't know the difference between mixing and mastering. I'm a complete audio scrub. While I have done music in high school, while I did do music in high school, we never did, what do you call it again? Music production, right? It was only about music technique, music analysis, and music performance. Never actually music composing or music production, to my knowledge, at least, right? At least with my school, we never did that. So yeah, man. Oh, and on top of that, right? On top of that, I guess it's very common in the VTuber space where you have a MV, you have a music video for it, so you have some pretty art, if not multiple artwork, and from there, or backgrounds and subtitling and text art and whatnot. It's crazy. In a good way, right? It's genuinely crazy how well produced a lot of not just VTuber song covers, right? But also original songs are when it comes to their production. And definitely the big corporations, right? The big, I guess you could call them like VTuber corpos, right? It's crazy how VTuber corpos and their culture of, not just MVs, but also debuts have really, really impacted the indie scene. Because, yeah, I don't know if you guys ever go on the Twitter or the subreddit for VTubers or even just any kind of VTuber active scene, but you will always see the word debut, right? And it does have a bit of a different meaning sometimes compared to corporate VTubers, but I guess what I'm trying to say here, it's crazy how much the bar has risen, I'd say. How much some standards have risen. But also, it's really incredible just seeing how a lot of indie VTubers, those who are just one person only, right? I mean, well, of course, they can commission other people and whatnot. But how indie VTubers can really, really produce some amazing content that you think, wow, they don't have the backing of a company? Holy crap. You're telling me that they organized all of this themselves. Like, they organized a schedule for their... And they've commissioned a full audio mixer and an artist. And they have all this nice equipment to record these covers or whatnot, right? It's crazy. It's genuinely crazy. But at the same time, it's genuinely really incredible. Oh, also, I see that we're about to reach the 14-minute mark. So let's end the live commentary once I finish this. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I want to ask you guys as well. I want to ask you guys a question. Do you guys have any musical interests yourselves? Or do you guys have... I don't know. I guess I could also say, what are you guys listening to at the moment? Do you guys have any song recommendations? Because I do need to bring a song to my music teacher next week. And I do want something challenging and enjoyable. Something challenging and enjoyable. So if you guys have any song recommendations for that, or even just for songs for me to listen to, I'm all ears, because I really would love to expand my music taste. And I'm very grateful that a lot of people watch me, especially on Twitch, recommend me a lot of very interesting genres and songs and artists. But anyway, I'll end the live commentary here before I go any further. But thank you for watching, everybody. Again, today is the 2nd of... January, February, March, April, May. Today is the 2nd of May. And I hope you have a beautiful time zone, whether that be a morning, afternoon, or evening. All right, peace, everybody. Bye-bye.